I see in the chat there that Don says I can't seem to get up the nerve to start my own videos, but I would love to have people to talk to about cards. Now
This
again,
is it.
this is perfect. I mean, you could start your own video. You can make a video if you have a cell phone with a camera. You can make videos because when I started, I'm on the laptop right now, but here's here's my iPhone. Oh, it's got some crap on there. Let me take that off. But here is my iPhone 8. I started with the sticks when I started making YouTube videos.
Sorry, y'all. We had a conference.
Yeah, but what I
This
did
is
was,
not what we talked about for.
right. You see, there's the camera on there. So what I did is I took my cell phone. I took a card stand. I took two 800 count boxes. I put the blue tape around the 800 count boxes. I taped this to the top of the 800 count boxes, and I did this. And I did this. That's it. And then pushed record and started talking. I would have something in mind I wanted to discuss, and I would do it in one take. There's no like fancy editing, put in graphics. That's all beyond me. That's not my time. I'm sure I could learn it if I spent the time to learn it, but I'd rather be learning more about cards. But and you don't even have to do the face reveal. You could just, you could put the phone. My hand is a phone, and you could just film and talk into your phone. It's like, hey, this is my whatever card. This is what I enjoy collecting, and you put yourself out there. Now, nobody gets. Well, never say never. No, never do extremes, but everyone starts at 0 subs.
Yep.
If you were going to do this and you want to be ultra famous, you want to be, Phil Hughes or somebody, don't do this because it's not going to happen. This is cards. You're not going to go from 0 subs to 5,000 subs, 10,000 subs in a month. It's just not. This is cards. This is not video games. This is cards. But by putting yourself out there like that, you're going to meet other people that collect what you collect how you collect, enjoy what you collect. They're going to leave comments on your videos. You got it, Don.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Don's Field of Dream Cards. My name is Don Kulikowski. I live here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I enjoy collecting vintage. Guys, I'm going in reverse order here because the video you're about to watch, I left somebody out and looked over and was like, oh crap, I meant to show this. So Mark, Rudog21, another great YouTuber, sent me this awesome drinking mug that his daughter-in-law makes, Club 21. Got 59 Clemente on it, 69, 57, bat. Just a great piece. No reason, I just come home one day and this box from Mark Rudog21, Mark Ruiz, is sitting there. One of the best collections as far as Clemente goes, and criminally undersubbed. And I think sometimes maybe some of these guys that maybe don't comment on live chats and stuff don't maybe get as known as well. But I'm trying to find Mark in here. One of the really great guy in the community. And if as far as player collectors go, his Clemente collection is second to none. Of course, I can't find his picture in here now. I was just gonna, oh, here he is. So if you don't know Mark, go watch his channel. Super generous guy. Numerous times that he has sent me gifts, and this is simply awesome. So now onto the video. Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards, doing a video response for Jason Mr. Fisher Bike on how our YouTube channel started. As you can see from the video there is no doubt how mine got started. I was watching Natsman's live stream with Eric Those Back Pages. Didn't have a channel at the time. As you can see, got my full name as my name up there, and Pete Maravich was my little avatar that I think my son put on there for some reason. And this had to have been around November 2020. As you can see in the comments, I'm not sure what made me respond or why I asked this question, but I basically said I'd love to make videos, but I'm afraid to. And you can see where Eric basically just got on there and said, go for it, and showed how to do it. And Natsman totally agreed. At one point, he's like, see, there's what we're talking about. So I guess maybe they were talking about guys being afraid to make videos. I honestly don't remember. And I would say anywhere from 3 to 4 days to a week later, I made my first video, which you also see the beginning of it. Cringeworthy. I don't know, it sounds like I'm whispering or something. But thanks to those guys listening to me on that live chat, basically Eric and Natsman gave me the little push to get on here. Like many others, I had been watching all the YouTube videos, and I can't honestly say the first one I saw or remember, but I remember some of the guys, and they're kind of legends here in the community. And this December will be 3 years now that I've been on YouTube, which is crazy to me. And got on there and said I just wanted to meet people and talk to people about the hobby, and man, have I ever. I got my autograph book here that I'm going to go through a few, because I hung out with a couple YouTubers this week, as a matter of fact, and I've got 33 photos and signatures, and I counted another 15 guys that I could thought of that I've met that for some reason I didn't have my book on me or forgot to get their autograph or picture. So if you haven't seen it, this little book here is if I see a YouTuber, I get them to sign my book and take a photo with me. I think I said in a previous video that I'd met over 75. I guess it wasn't quite that high. And I've gone to ball games, other cities. I've gone to dinner, breakfast, other guys' houses, not just the National where I've met these guys. And so I accomplished my goal, and thanks to Eric and Natsman for just responding to me on that video. They didn't know me. No one knew me, as a matter of fact, when I made those comments. And, I'm glad I have them saved, because it's kind of cool looking back to see the response. I just watched it again making this video. I hadn't watched it in a long time. So that's how I got started, like everyone else I think I've talked to, had no one to share these cards and this hobby with. And the hobby to me would be nothing without these friends. I don't believe I would go to the National if I didn't know all you guys. And went to Akron with Scott the other day, and two other guys that I'm going to show here really quick. But I want to share this photo from Akron. So this is a screenshot of the live we did, but check out the clown in the back there. So the sun was beating down on our heads, and I didn't notice this till after I watched the video, and I sent it to Scott, and I was like, this is hilarious. This guy unknowingly photobombing us in the back with, I don't know what you would call him, but kind of goofy. And one of the things I love about YouTube, or one of the, he doesn't call it a show, I don't know what he calls it, but it's Alex's live every Sunday. And I think he's done 59 of them, and I think I've missed like 3. I just look forward to him on Sunday. And I referenced one time, he wasn't on a particular Sunday, and I watched some of the other guys, and there's some other guys I'm friends with that do shows on Sunday, but it feels like Scott or Alex's Sunday night lives are like my local bar, my Cheers. And it's kind of a lot of the same people that are in there every week. And you might say, oh, where's so-and-so? Like you might at a bar, like they're always here. And, Alex has kind of picked it up now, saying where everyone here knows your name. And Jesse Think Blues 77 made this hilarious little Photoshop of the 3 of us. And it's very fitting that Scott is Cliff, in my opinion. But we joke that, we're the Cheers gang here. And I'd actually like to get this blown up and maybe get the 2 of them to autograph it for me and get it framed. I think that'd be really cool. Of course, my daughter's like, that's not the best Photoshop in the world. And sorry, Jesse, but I said, well, that's not the point. It's hilarious how things start on here. So I'm losing track of time. I think it was last weekend. I took my daughter down to South Carolina to go back to school. And there's a fellow YouTuber down there that I've become good friends with, but I never met in person. And he's very hard to meet up with him because I catch him in this busy season. He does a lot of craft shows. But he drove 45 minutes we were right near the campus of Clemson University, and I drove 45 minutes the other way. So we met in the middle. And I got to hang out with Drew a vintage Legacy. Had a great time. We had dinner, hung out for about an hour and a half, maybe, just shooting the shit. And you know what's great about meeting these guys? You get to know a lot more about them, things that we wouldn't say on YouTube, nor should we. But you get to know the person a little better, and I appreciate that. And of course, he came with gifts. Stan Musial used to own a restaurant, so he brought me the Stan Musial Biggies St. Louis matches, called Musial and Biggies. I've seen a lot of these items on eBay. There's glasses and plates and things, but I didn't have anything from there. I just never pulled the trigger. So Drew told me that he had 2 of these, and once he got to know me, he was like, I definitely got to get one of those to Don. And then he gave me something his daughter makes, and they're these bookmarks. Look at that craftsmanship. And I honestly forget. He's got one that's a teenager and one that's a little younger. I think it's the teenager that makes these, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess she sells these at the craft shows, and resides in my Bible here. And speaking of Nats, man, if you're the praying type, he's been going through some illnesses lately, so keep him in your prayers. But really appreciate this. Every time I open it to read it, I think of Drew and his thoughtfulness with that. So the second guy I met up with this week, I got a text. He said, hey, I'm in Pittsburgh. You want to catch a ball game? I was like, absolutely. One of the nicest, most genuine, sincere guys, in my opinion, in the hobby. And it's got a fascinating background, his story. And again, that's something he'll share once I think you get to know him. And that's what about these guys, that they know you enough and trust you enough to get to know you. So on Tuesday night, met up with Jimmy Guns. So Jimmy was in town with his brother, going to a wedding in either Ohio or Indiana, I forget which one. And it's wild because Jimmy's brother is nothing like Jimmy. He looks like an accountant, doesn't know the first thing about sports, but came anyways just to hang out with his big brother. And a couple other YouTubers were there that I got to meet, and we just hung out for the game. You know, bro hug as soon as you met him. Same with Drew. So again, both guys just like you would think they are. So continuously adding to the book. Here's a few other recent ones: Chris from Missouri and Josh Stoudemire. And then I added my boy Jason, Zombie Collector. And then of course, you know, I was with Scott 2 weeks ago at the Akron game. So it was 3 guys I've seen within the last 2 weeks, and had no thought that I'd be meeting up with Jimmy, but it was awesome that I did. And then I get a text from Mike Moynihan, and he said, hey, do you have this Rawlings Musial that he got out of Dave's basement? And I didn't, and he threw me a price. And of course, if you listen to Mike's videos, he says never pay sticker. So of course I wasn't going to pay sticker. Threw him an offer, and the offer was really a joke. He's like, come on, man, I'm giving you the friend price, which I knew. I was just messing with him because he always like, never pay sticker. So I wasn't going to pay sticker for something he gave, but I did. Look at this awesome piece. So it's awesome for 2 reasons. One, that Mike thought of me to offer this to me instead of putting it up in one of his auctions. And 2, it's part of that Dave's basement collection. So again, this piece has some YouTube meaning to it. So very thankful that he thought of me, gave me a really nice price on it, and appreciate that. And I just got 2 cards to show that I purchased. This has nothing to do with YouTubers, but I finished my 1950 Bowman set, so I picked up the Casey Stengel. And then Scott Reindeer gave me one of these cards raw, but then I found this one graded that was almost, wasn't going to cost me much more than to get it graded, so pulled the trigger on the Joe Gordon. So I have 6 that are not graded, and now with SGC, with that promo going on, I might send those out to there, and then I'll have the whole set graded and in the display case. So as far as me influencing someone to start a channel, I don't know where to start. There's been so many that have made channels because of me. I think the total is probably around 0. So I don't believe I've influenced anyone to make a video. You know, I've had people mention that they like what I do and appreciate my channel, and I've always appreciated that. But as far as anyone seeing my video and saying, hey, I'm going to go make a video now. I'm unaware of anyone doing that, and that's okay. That wasn't the goal. The goal, as I said, was to get on here, meet guys. Don't care about the state of the hobby. Don't care about what you paid for a card. I don't care what grade you got. I just like to hear your passion and your story. You know, it could be just a simple, you know, common card, but you've got a great story behind it. And that's always attracted me to channels. So Mr. Fisherbike, I gotta thank Eric and Natsman for getting me started, and that's kind of the history of my channel, and coming up on 3 years here. So as always, guys, thanks for watching and have a good time.